Hey guys, time for another Strike Backathon video. And today is talking about your favorite things about Booktube. Now, as I've said before, I'm not doing these in order. I'm just doing them. I wrote a list of all the different subjects for each video so far. So hopefully I don't know if I'm going in the day order or not. And I'm going to go ahead and say this ahead of time that I don't have any shout outs. I meant to look through the people I've subscribed to so I could give a shout out, but unfortunately I totally forgot to do that. I feel really horrible about that. Like I said, I hope for all the booktubers I have not mentioned, all the smaller booktubers, I hope you guys don't lose your accounts, and I love all you guys, and I hope more people watch your videos. And the next Strike Backathon video, I will try to remember to look for some people that I could give shoutouts to you guys and give you credit. So like I said, the topic for this video is your favorite things about Booktube. So I joined Booktube, or I became part of the community around the time, not in this capacity of making videos, but I was watching the Booktube videos long before I started making my own videos. And I did not join until we moved here, because, I didn't have my bookshelves yet. I didn't really have I didn't have the physical things to talk about at the time because we were moving. We were going through a transition period of getting to our new house. I was staying with my grandmother, and most of my books were put away. But I did get to keep a handful of books so I could, read them while I was staying at my grandma's house. So I started watching Booktube. Well, first, the reason why I started watching was I was looking for reviews on some of the books I was reading, what other people thought. I think it was because I was looking for something different to do with my bookshelves. So I typed in bookshelf organization or something like that. I can't pinpoint or remember exactly what made me start watching Booktube, honestly. But it was either I was looking for reviews or looking for ways to organize my bookshelf. One of those. So I started watching these videos, and it was so fun to see how people organize not just their bookshelves, but I was also watching the room tours too, and it was so fun, and I was so jealous because there were so many cool things that people did with their books and with the room that I wanted to be able to do. Now, I don't know if I would ever be able to do it myself, but I would like to try, and I have tried different ways to organize my books at least. And I've also tried doing vertical and horizontal way, both at the same time to stack my books on the shelf. Unfortunately, they are the other way right now. I think it's vertical at the moment, and that does tend to give you more space, honestly, than the vertical or horizontal. I always get those two mixed up because they're like this, so they take up more room. So I started watching that, and I also started watching people talking about having discussions about the books they were reading, and I then started reading watching tags as well, like people asking questions and having bookish answers. And I even used some of those before I started making my own videos. I was using some of those for my groups that I made on Facebook that were about groups. And sadly, on my groups, I feel like, first of all, if you really want a good discussion, you're going to have to type a lot. And also, I feel like I wasn't getting the kind of discussion that I wanted to get on Facebook. On my book groups on Facebook, and they also weren't necessarily liking the same books that I liked. Of course, we all love Harry Potter and everything, but there were things like Sarah J. Maas that I got into thanks to BookTube, and I had friends on Facebook that were giving Sarah J. Maas's books criticisms and saying things like I heard that, like, that Akatar is, like, or Akamath is porn, or is like porn, and that there's so much sex and stuff. And that I just, just rolling my eyes thinking, yes, there's a lot of naughty stuff. It's new adult. So there's gonna be sex and everything in it, but it's not like a porn. And that really bugged me. And I felt like I couldn't talk about books like Sarah J. Maas's books on that group. Plus, I also didn't like having to type my answers. Granted, when you make comments, you're still typing, but, and plus, I was by participating or watching Booktube videos and then eventually making Booktube videos, I was getting more variety of people that like different books. And that definitely helps, that you have different places where you can talk about books, because then you run into a variety of people. Sometimes, as much as I like typing and writing, sometimes watching videos instead and talking about books in front of the camera is a lot easier than having to type up a response and sounding eloquent and not just saying stuff like, oh my god, I love this book. I mean, granted, I have friends that have no problem typing like really long monologue posts about why they love a book or why they hate a book. And I just can't always do that because it takes so much time. And I feel like on Facebook, you're kind of more rushed because there's other people waiting for your response. So that's one of the things I like about Booktube is there's more variety. There's more people that I can talk to. There's more different types of readers on Booktube than on Facebook. Plus, Booktube is focused only on books. While on my Facebook group, people are talking about what's going on with the election and then there's this whole drama about the show Once Upon a Time where, I used to watch the show but I disagreed with the direction the writers went, and it's hard for me to 100% let it go because I still hold the Rumpelstiltskin and Belle. They're the Beauty and the Beast couple of the story. I still hold them in my heart. And there were aspects of the show that I really liked, but I feel like the show kind of jumped the shark. I think, and just went in a direction that I didn't agree with, and I have been waiting for it to cancel for so long, but I have friends that talk about even more than I do, and I've since moved on, and then, it's still something that I haven't entirely let go, because I'm in Facebook groups, being on Booktube is a breath of fresh air, and plus, it allows me to, explore other fandoms and focus on my reading more so than the TV shows and the movies, because on Booktube, people talk about the book so much that it makes me think about it more, especially when I do tags, because these questions where you have to pick a specific book. Of course, I kind of cheat most of the time and end up picking more than one because I can't decide. And sometimes I can't answer the question at all because it just doesn't relate to me. But, so it allows me to think more about the books I'm reading. So there's more variety of readers on Booktube. You're focusing more on books on Booktube. It's only, and it's only about books. And plus, so far, this has been a really positive experience. There's times when I watch Booktubers where I don't agree with everything they say. And sometimes they critique books that I absolutely love, and it's, not being sensitive about other people's opinions is something I struggle with. But I do appreciate when people say, when people remind me, this is just my opinion, I'm not trying to criticize you, because yes, I am a sensitive person. And I kind of, so I really appreciate when people remind me of that, well, not directly remind me, but when they make these videos, like the unpopular opinions tag, or recently I watched Lily C. Reed's video on books that she hates, and how she was really trashing some of those books. And luckily for me, the books that she talked about are books that I don't really care about, that I've never read them, and I have no interest in them, or I was like debating about reading them, but then, she was like, and sometimes those negative reviews can be really funny, as long as it's a book that you don't have any interest in. Like, I've been watching a lot of reviews on the 50 Shades of Grey books, and, the people, those books get a lot of hate, and no offense to the people that do like those books. I mean, to each their own, of course, and this is just my opinion. But some of those reviews are kind of are really funny. The criticisms. I mean, I feel bad for people that actually like the books, knowing that the books get a lot of criticism. But other than that, the book community on Booktube is really, it's been a positive experience, like I said. And the people are really nice, and they're really passionate. I mean, there might be some heated arguments here and there, but I haven't seen that many. Like, it's not like when you talk about politics, or when you talk about TV shows. I mean, people still, just like with TV shows and movies, people still get protective of their favorite ships and stuff, which, that's a whole nother issue for me. I was actually talking about that on Facebook this morning, how ships just drive me, they can be both good and bad. But let's see, what else do I like about Booktube? Like I said, it's a positive community. And because it's Booktube, we mostly focus only on books. And and I also like, the people on here inspire me and make me want to be not just a better reader, but better at making these videos and being more eloquent. And these are also people that talk about books, like books that I've never considered, or books that, that I like, but I haven't, because my go-to genre is fantasy. Even though I like, they give me reason to really pay attention more to the other genres I like historical fiction, for instance. And they also give me not just ways to organize my shelf better, but also ways that I can focus more on my reading, like spending more time reading. They motivate me. So those are the things I like about Booktube. I like that it's a section on YouTube that exists where there's a section on YouTube where we only talk about books. It helps me focus more on books. It gives me ideas it's inspiring. This group of people are very inspiring. They're very positive people. There's not a lot of drama. They provide thought-provoking things that are book-related to think about. And it's easy, and it's also easier for me to talk about the things that I'm passionate about as far as books are concerned by making a video rather than typing it out. And also rather than annoying my parents with talking about my obsessions with certain books. Because, before, back in the day, when I was a kid, I would mostly and when I started going through that period where I started college and moving on, transitioning from the friends I had up until college, and then the move and everything, I went through periods where, I did not have, I was going through a transition. I've been through quite a few transition periods in my life where I was kind of on my own. And I think that's why I like being alone better at times. Because I'm used to it. I'm used to being alone and coming up with my own. That's why I feel like it's so easy for me to talk. I mean, I still struggle with talking. I will still do random pauses and say, and struggle with my words. And plus, hearing my voice on here makes me cringe. That's why what I do is when I upload the videos, I play the video as I'm uploading it, and while I'm doing that, I play another YouTube video. I watch another YouTube video so it overshadows my own voice, because I hate hearing myself on camera. Just as I also feel weird about watching myself on camera, which I think is why a lot of actors don't like watching them, going to see their movies that they just made. So, but it is easy for me to do this, because it just feels natural. It just feels like I'm talking to myself again, even though I still kind of struggle with this, with speaking and getting everything out I want to say. And there are certain booktubers that are a lot more eloquently spoken than I am, but I'm sure I've only been at this for I think almost a year, so it's gonna take a little while for me to get completely comfortable and sound and be more well spoken and be able to really get out my thoughts. I mean, I probably need to get back to the habit of taking notes as I'm making these videos. So, that was me talking about the things I love about Booktube. What do you guys love about Booktube? Do you love the same things I like, or are there things that I didn't say that I like that you really like about Booktube? So anyway, if you like my video, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Alright, bye!